Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are going to start chapter number 17, that is breathing and exchange of gases. Now, first of all, what is the meaning of this term? What is breathing and why do we breathe? Okay, breathing in simple words, we can say it is the intake of air which is rich in oxygen and giving out the air which is rich in carbon dioxide. Okay, so intake of fresh air or air which is rich in oxygen and expelling the air which is rich in carbon dioxide or expelling foul air. This is breathing. Okay. Now in your earlier classes you have read about respiration. What is the difference between these two? What is the difference between breathing and respiration? Actually, breathing is a part of respiration. Respiration is a broader term. Okay. In respiration there is intake of oxygen, then, with the help of that oxygen, there is breakdown of food which liberates energy. Okay, in respiration, firstly, there is breathing. There will be intake of oxygen. Then this oxygen will reach to our lungs. From the lungs, the air will diffuse into the blood, and then from the blood that air, or I can say that oxygen rich air, it will go to the tissues, and there in the tissues glucose is present. That oxygen will react with that glucose, or I can use the term, it will help in the burning of the glucose and it liberates CO2, water and energy. This CO2 will again follow the same path. From the tissue, it will diffuse into the blood. From the blood, it will diffuse into the lungs. And then from the lungs, it will be expelled out of the body. So this is respiration, where there is intake of oxygen, but then that oxygen, it is carried to the tissues where it is used for the breakdown of the glucose, or oxidation of glucose is there, that liberates energy. Now I hope this is clear to you. Why do we respire? Why do we breathe? We breathe so as to take the air which is rich in oxygen. Okay, and why do we respire? So as to take the air which is rich in oxygen and then to liberate energy with the help of that air. You know that our body needs energy for doing everything. From where we are getting that energy? By the process of respiration only. And breathing is a part of respiration. Respiration is a broader term. Okay. Respiration is a biochemical process. Bio means it is happening inside the living system. And chemical, as you can see, there is a chemical reaction going on. So respiration is a biochemical system, but breathing is a physical process. There is just intake of O2 and exhaling CO2. That's it. Okay. In respiration, as you can see, there is oxidation of food. There is liberation of energy. But if I talk about breathing, there is no release of energy. There is just intake of O2 and exhaling the CO2. Okay. So now let us talk about the respiratory organ in the different organisms. How do different organisms take the oxygen? Now, respiratory organ in different organisms. Obviously, different organisms, they are having different type of organization. They are having different type of habitat. So on the basis of that, they are having different kind of respiratory organ. Suppose if I talk about the lower organisms like sponges, that is poriferans, coelentrates, platyhelminths, they are simple organisms we have read in chapter number 4, right? So they are not having a particular body organ, even they don't need. Their body surface, it is in direct contact with the environment, and with the help of that body surface only, by the process of diffusion, they bring about the process of breathing. Okay, and they take the oxygen and like they give CO2. If I'll move to the higher organisms, suppose insects. Insects are having tracheal tube, and with the help of those tubes, they breathe. Tracheal tubes. There are some arthropods, some mollusks that are aquatic. Aquatic arthropods, aquatic mollusks, they respire with the help of gills. If I talk about the higher organism like the vertebrates, okay, then fishes are there. You know that they respire with the help of gills. Then reptiles, birds, mammals, we are having lungs. Reptiles, birds, mammals, they respire with the help of lungs. Then there are present amphibians like frog. If I talk about the frog, then frog shows frog is having three type of the respiratory organ: lungs, moist skin, buccopharyngeal cavity. Buccopharyngeal respiration is there with the help of mouth. So these are the different types of the respiratory organ that are present in the different organisms. Now, let us talk about the human respiratory system in detail. Human respiratory system is divided into two parts: conducting part and exchange part. As the name suggests, conducting part is going to conduct, or I can say transport the oxygen, okay, from the outside environment to the lungs, or they are going to transport the CO2. So their main function is transport, cleaning the air from the dust particles, humidifies the air, makes the temperature of the air according to the body temperature. And this part, exchange part, this is basically responsible for the exchange of O2 and CO2. Okay, this part, conducting part, includes all the main parts basically, that starts from the nostrils. Then there is nasal chamber. We will discuss about all the parts in detail now. Then there is nasal chamber. Then there is trachea. Then primary bronchi, secondary bronchi, tertiary bronchi. Then bronchioles. These all constitute the conducting part. They are responsible for the transport of the air. They are responsible for the humidifying the air, bring back the temperature of the air to the body temperature, to clean the air from the dust particles. Exchange part is made up by the alveoli and the duct of the alveoli, that is alveolar duct. Okay, So now let us talk about the human respiratory system with the help of a diagram. Suppose this is a human body. Okay. So till here I am drawing. This is the thoracic region. Here this total. This is the thoracic cavity. In the front part of the thoracic cavity, sternum is present. On the lateral side, ribs are present. At the back side, there is present vertebral column. And at the dorsal side, at the lowermost side, diaphragm is present. Below the thoracic cavity, abdominal cavity is there. Okay, and below the abdominal cavity, then there are present legs. So now let us make the human respiratory system. Here is the nose. At the lower side of the nose, you have seen two slit-like aperture are there. They are known as external nostrils or external nares. Here, at the lower surface of the nose, two slit-like apertures are there. That is nostril. Now, two nostrils are there. They lead into nasal chamber, and that nasal chamber is divided by a septum. That is nasal septum, right? Now, there is a chamber, or I can say there is a cavity, that is nasal cavity, which is divided into two compartments by the nasal septum. This is nasal chamber. Okay. Obviously, they are being divided by a septum. So here, they will open by two apertures. Okay, those two apertures, now they are known as internal nares. These were external nares, then nasal passage, and then nasal passage is opening into the pharynx via internal nares. Okay, now this part, which is just opposite to the nasal chamber, this is nasopharynx. It is a part of pharynx only. Okay, it is just behind the nasal chamber. This is known as nasopharynx. From the mouth, you know that there is a buccal cavity or oral cavity that will join this tube. Clear? This is the oral cavity. And this part at the back, this is known as orocavity. Sorry, oropharynx. Nasopharynx and the oropharynx, these are the part of the pharynx only. Pharynx is a common passage where the nasal chamber will open and the oral cavity will open. Okay. Now, there is a tube, that is pharynx. It is a common passage for the air as well as for the food. Now, what will happen? This pharynx, it will divide into two tubes. The front one will be the trachea, basically the larynx first, and the behind one will be the esophagus. As you know that in this pharynx, the food and oxygen both are present. Now this pharynx, it will divide it into two tubes. One tube will go in the front and second at the back. Your body is 3D, you can imagine. Okay. This leads into the trachea. Okay. And this leads into the esophagus. From here, the oxygen and the food, they will get separate. Okay. We have to discuss about the respiratory system, so I'm just talking about the trachea. So this pharynx, firstly it will lead into the larynx. Here the larynx is present, which is your sound box. Larynx is there. So the larynx is also known as sound box. In males it is known as Adam's apple, as it is well developed. Okay, in females it is not that developed, but in case of male it is known as Adam's apple. Now there is an opening here which is known as glottis, and over this opening there is present a leaf like structure, a cartilaginous structure which is known as epiglottis. This epiglottis, it can open or it can close. It covers the glottis. Okay, as you know that in the pharynx both the food and air is coming. Now our body wants that in the larynx only air should go. The food should go in the food pipe, that is esophagus. So this covering, this epiglottis will get closed when we are eating the food. Okay, and when we are taking the air it get open, so that the food, it may not enter into the tracheal system, into the lungs. Okay, so now the larynx, it will lead into the trachea. Now this trachea at the fifth thoracic vertebrae, actually your vertebral column, it is a bony structure. It is made up of small bones. Total 33 vertebrae are there. Okay, and these are divided into compartments. Thoracic vertebrae are there at the fifth thoracic vertebrae. Like suppose thoracic vertebrae are there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is at the back. Your vertebral column is present at the back. So at the fifth thoracic vertebrae, this trachea divides into 2. Like this. That is primary bronchi, and here you know that lungs are present. Clear? This is in the thoracic cavity, and thoracic cavity is separated from the abdominal cavity by a muscular structure which is known as diaphragm. Now, here are present primary bronchi. These primary bronchi, they will again divide. They will form secondary bronchi. Then secondary bronchi will again divide. It will form tertiary bronchi. Okay, then tertiary bronchi will again divide to form the bronchioles. These bronchioles, they will again divide, and finally there will be smaller, or I can say the smallest bronchiole, and at the end of that there will be present a vascularized bag-like structure which is known as alveoli. Okay, so basically what will happen, air will enter from here, from the nostril, it will move like this. Pharynx, then larynx, then trachea, then bronchi, then bronchiole, and finally in the alveoli. And alveoli, these are supplied with the help with the blood vessels. From the alveoli, this oxygen, it will diffuse into the blood. Clear? This is what is happening in the respiratory system. Now, if I talk about the lining of the lungs, lung, it is having 2 linings basically, and both are known as pleura. Lungs, they are covered by a layer, that is, okay, and second one lines the thoracic cavity. This is the thoracic cavity where the lungs are present. Here, two layers are there. One layer is close to the thoracic cavity, and second layer, it is close to the lungs. Okay, these two together, they are known as pleura. The layer that is in close contact with the lungs, that is known as visceral pleura. And the second one, which is in close contact with the thoracic cavity, it is known as parietal pleura. Okay, and in between these two pleura, you can see there is a space that is known as pleural space, and it is filled with the fluid, that is pleural fluid. Okay, this fluid, it helps in reducing the friction. So this is the human respiratory system. The conducting part constitutes nostrils, then pharynx, then trachea, then primary bronchi, then secondary bronchi, then tertiary bronchi, then bronchioles, which help in the transport. Okay, and the exchange part, where the actual exchange of O2 and CO2 is taking place, that is alveoli and the alveolar duct. Okay, and these alveoli, they increases the surface area for the process of respiration. If I talk about the different steps of respiration, then firstly there is intake of oxygen, secondly there is exchange of gases, and third, the oxygen, suppose, that will go into the blood. Fourth, with the help of that blood, the oxygen will reach the tissues, then it will diffuse into the tissues, and then there will be oxidation of food, liberation of energy, generation of CO2, and then CO2 will again follow the same path. This is what is happening in the human respiratory system. Am I clear? Thank you.